Summary: Q took a big risk at tribal council by volunteering to be voted out, but his plan backfired. Despite Q's attempt, Tevin was blindsided and eliminated from Survivor in a tense tribal council. The remaining castaways are struggling to trust each other, leading to significant tension and strategic gameplay. Survivor 46 Episode 8 brought the tribe together for a massive decision that changed the nature of the game moving forward, especially after how frequently they flipped and flopped on their choice. For the castaways who are left in the game, things are getting more intense with each passing day on Survivor 46. With the tribes now settled into their merged tribe, Nui Nui, things have changed quickly for the castaways as the game's strategy has become more difficult and taken on another level of difficulty. The castaways are doing their best to stay aligned, but things are falling apart. With the remaining castaways reeling after the double elimination of Soda Thompson and Tim Spicer, the merged group had some serious decisions to make as they moved into the next elimination. With the former Yanu tribe, Kenzie Petty, Hugh Burdett, and Tiffany Irvin, appearing to lead everything, the former Siga tribe, Ben Katzman, Charlie Davis, and Maria Schreim Gonzalez, as well as the former Nami tribe, Hunter McKnight, Liz Wilcox, Tevin Davis, and Venus Vaffa, knew things needed to be shaken up. Venus, who's been on the outs with everyone throughout the game, did her best to shake things up. Related 20 best reality TV shows. Right now reality TV is more popular than ever. With so many to choose from, here are some of the best reality TV shows to stream or watch right now. The groups came together to discover who was eliminated. Soda's elimination was shocking to the tribe. After the separate double elimination finished, the tribe headed back to their camp to reconvene and see who had been eliminated as a group. While one group was anticipating the elimination would be Tim, the other was under the assumption that Venus would be the castaway sent to the jury. Shocked, they were vocal about the fact that they were surprised to see Venus back at camp. Never one to shy away from conflict, Venus explained that Shed had 2 votes against her, but had managed to flip the vote on Soda. The other castaways were floored to see her. Venus took credit for Soda's elimination. Tevin Liz struggled with not feeling like they had a hand in things. Venus told the rest of the castaways that Shed chosen to flip the vote on Soda, explaining that she knew Shed be the person eliminated if she hadn't gotten people to rally and get rid of someone they all considered a threat. While discussing her strategy surrounding eliminating Soda, Tevin and Liz both felt irritated with the way Venus was taking credit for a flip they felt they'd orchestrated separately. Liz shared that she was annoyed because Shed been saying Soda's name for days, while Tevin felt had been the force behind the flip behind the scenes the whole time. Q decided to make a big game move. He wanted to get rid of Tiffany the following morning. Q got in touch with the rest of his 6-person alliance to discuss who would be out next. While the majority felt the safe person to vote out at the next tribal council was Venus, Tiffany felt pause surrounding the choice. She explained that while everyone was going after Venus, she didn't have support surrounding her in the other castaways, and looking at other options may be a better idea. When Tiffany threw out Maria's name, Hugh wasn't happy. He explained in an interview that if Tiffany could flip on the 6, he could flip on her. The tribe played a strategic game of hide-seek. They used it as a chance to suss each other out close during their downtime. The tribe chose to play a game of hide and seek that was masked as a fun time, but would actually be used for many as a way to sniff each other out strategically. Throughout the game, people were particularly focused on how their fellow castaways were hiding, what sort of creativity they were hiding with, and how long it took for them to be found. Sussing each other out, it came down to Ben and Hunter as the final two castaways who weren't found. Ultimately, this created higher threat levels for both to the other castaways. The immunity challenge was a battle of endurance. Hunter proved himself victorious again. The immunity challenge was a difficult test of endurance that pushed the castaways to stay determined as they hung onto large poles. Survivor host Jeff Probst shared that this is his favorite challenge of every season, with one season having lasted over 2 hours on the poles. After only 20 seconds, both Q and Liz had lost. As the castaways tried to stay up, Venus showed her determination by beating out all of the other women and most of the men, leaving her in the final three with Charlie and Hunter. Ultimately, Hunter's strong perseverance won him the immunity necklace. Things began to get uncomfortable for the six. They were struggling to trust each other back at camp. The alliance of six was struggling to figure out what they were going to do. With Charlie having replaced Tim, the alliance consisted of him, Maria, Q, Tiffany, Tevin, and Hunter. Q felt strongly that he wanted Tiffany eliminated from the group at Tribal Council, sharing with the rest of the six that they needed to make that happen. While Maria and Charlie, who have been dominating the game from a place of power, were on board, they both felt strongly that it might not be the right move to take Tiffany out and listen to Q. Liz tried to rally votes to get rid of Tevin. People weren't happy about the soda blindside outside of the six. Liz began to understand that there was a bigger alliance coming for the rest of the castaways. She shared with several different people that she wasn't happy about the way Tevin had gloated about blindsiding Soda, and she thought it was the smartest choice to take Tevin out at the soonest possibility. Getting Tiffany and Kenzie in on the plan, she shared that Tevin was the right choice for them to vote at Tribal, and the women agreed. Venus was on board as well, but there was a major roadblock in Liz's way with the six. Q struggled to deal with the flip on Tevin. He tried to change things back to Tiffany close when Tiffany and Kenzie shared that they'd heard Liz was plotting to flip the vote, which everyone outside of the six thought would be Venus. They went to Q to share the news as they've been working together since the earliest days of the Yanu tribe. Q took the news hard, uncertain on how to proceed with getting the votes back in favor. Especially with Tiffany in the conversation, he struggled to discuss what was going on plainly. After sharing with Maria that Tiffany has an idol, Q tried to reassemble the six and get them on the same page. The Tribal Council saw one castaway volunteer to be voted out. Q tried to own up to his mistake at Tribal Council. The conversation quickly became difficult for the castaways to handle as they felt like they were under tremendous pressure trying to figure out what was going on with the vote while answering Jeff's hard-hitting questions. Close to the point where they'd be asked to vote, Q spoke up and shared that he wanted to volunteer to be voted out of the game. As people questioned him, Q explained that he felt had made a decision that had messed up other people's games, and he didn't want to deal with the consequences at the expense of someone else. Tevin was blindsided, eliminated from Survivor. He was thrilled to have played the game. Although Q volunteered to be voted out, the rest of the castaways immediately rejected his plan. They took a moment to reconvene, and Q instructed the six to vote for Tevin in order not to get any blood on their hands with anyone else. Although things were shaky, the votes began and the tension was high as the castaways waited for the results to be revealed. Jeff, who said had never seen anything quite like Q's volunteering in Survivor history, read the votes after asking if anyone wanted to play an idol. Ultimately, Tevin was blindsided and eliminated from Survivor. Survivor airs Wednesdays at 8 p.m. EDT on CBS. Survivor. In this long-running reality competition show, 16 people are split into 2 tribes and must survive off the land in various rural locales. Each week, they compete in challenges for resources, luxuries, or immunity, and each week, one person is voted out by their teammates, losing their chance at being the sole survivor.